Welcome back to 101 Sports. I'm now joined by the walking skyscraper himself, although I guess he is sitting now, Greg Brzezowski, and a guy who's maybe rivaling Christian Binder for the best facial hair on this show.
Oh, thank you,
In
Eric.
the new goatee. It's very nice, Joe.
I appreciate that. It means a lot.
It's nice. Well, let's move on. NBA playoff season, very exciting, and something we're seeing within these playoffs are these two types of teams coming out. Teams with, multiple superstars. You think of the Heat, you think of the Knicks, and then you think of teams that are pretty much blue collar. We're going to call them blue collar, who may have one superstar, but not the plethora that other teams have. So, Greg, we'll start with you. Which one of these two types of teams has the best chance of winning a championship?
Well, guys, I think it's no question. It's the superstar teams without a doubt, but it comes from the coaching of these teams that's really going to put them over the top, I feel as though. You see guys like Phil Jackson, Greg Popovich, Doc Rivers, who have been to the promised land. They see what it is to win a championship. It's going to be much more beneficial for those superstar teams to beat teams like Scott Brooks' Thunder, who haven't won a playoff series, or Tom Thibodeau, who's never coached in the playoffs before.
But all it takes is one postseason run to change all of that, Greg. More important than the coaches, and I do agree
easier
with
said
you.
than done.
True, but more important than the coaches, and it is superstar teams. You're right about that. But I disagree with you in that it's the coaches that are the most important thing. The most important thing for a superstar team to have is defined roles and hunger. Because hunger in a superstar team trumps talent any day of the week.
Doesn't that come from the coaches, though, setting that standard for the team?
Sometimes. But it remains to be seen.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's transition from that, talking about role players within some of these blue-collar teams. I mean, you need role players everywhere, I would say, even within the superstar teams. But let's focus on the blue-collar guys right now, the teams with maybe one superstar on the roster. Which one of them has the best chance to be hoisting the trophy at the end?
Well, I'm going to take a look at a little bit of a dark horse here, the Portland Trailblazers. Their superstar, LaMarcus Aldridge, who's jumped to that level this year since Brandon Roy went out with his injury. You've definitely seen him play all NBA caliber level. Wes Matthews has been a diamond in the rough all year after getting signed to a relatively decent contract in this offseason. And Jared Wallace is a huge advantage that they got at the trade deadline. Plus, you're still getting minutes from B-Roy.
Greg, the Blazers are a nice team, but a championship team,
Hey,
absolutely
I said it was
not.
the dark horse, okay? I said it was the dark horse.
They will absolutely not win that first-round series with the Mavericks.
Okay, I disagree there.
Look at the #1 seed in the East. They are a blue-collar team. The Chicago Bulls, they only have one guy in the top 20, and they have 3 other role players, Joakim Noah, Luol Deng, and Carlos Boozer. Those guys are not top 20 guys. They have the toughness and the drive and the hunger that it's going to take to win a trophy this year. Tom Thibodeau has instilled such a work ethic in that team. They're really the working man's favorite team to win it this year. I see them as the blue-collar team with the best chance to win it all.
Yeah, I can't hate on the Bulls, especially with their role players. Kyle Korver embracing the Robert Horry role on that team. I love Joakim Noah's game. The Bulls are definitely a good
you talk about that. Maybe not the top players overall where Derrick Rose is, but some of the top at what they do. And Noah in the post, and you have Korver on the outside. But let's look at maybe one of these players that's going to pop out to us after this playoff and say, wow, he owned this playoffs or he owned a series somewhere. Who's the guy that's off the radar right now who's going to jump in to that household name category? Greg,
at the end of the 2011 NBA playoffs, the world will know the name Serge Ibaka.
Yeah.
The guy is a monster, 21 years old for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and yet he's going to become one of the most dominating players in the NBA down the line. His defense has been tremendous all year. He's one of the best shot blockers in the game, and his offense is only going to continue to develop, especially since he's had an easier time now on the defensive end of the ball. Kendrick Perkins coming in. I feel like Ibaka's game is developing with every game that he plays, and he's only going to get better, and you're going to see it a lot, especially in these playoffs.
Boy, Greg, I desperately want to disagree with you, but I cannot.
You
In
can't.
fact,
Exactly.
your pick is so good, I'm going to take 2 guys just to even it
nice.
out. How about LaMarcus Aldridge? You like him, so do I. Only
Sure.
25 years old. He has taken the reins as the star of the Portland Trailblazers. He's only 25, as I said. He has a great chance to break out this postseason. And Danilo Gallinari, 22 years old for the Denver Nuggets. And let's not forget, yes, both those teams are going to be underdogs in their first-round series. But Russell Westbrook, he only won 2 games in the playoffs last year, and he was still the star.
By the way, beautiful pronunciation on Gallinari there, right there.
Grazie.
Yeah, I hope everyone noticed that, the nice little roll of the tongue. It's very, very nice. Time for us to take our final break, but when one returns, I will be joined by Christian to discuss if the NFL has the right to punish players for their misconduct during the lockout. We'll be right back.